Hey guys, so I figured I'd make a quick video on how to stay motivated during the juice fast for all my fellow brothers and sisters out there juice fasting. Woohoo! So I'll share my experience, and how I stayed motivated during my 90-day juice fast. And by the way, you can use these same principles, if you're water fasting as well. It's all the same in a sense. And one of the things that really helped me out was continuously plugging myself into that kind of material. So, for example, for me, I really love John Rose, and he's got a ton of videos online about juice fasting and raw veganism, which is where I plan to, transition after my juice fast. And just continuously listening to that just really kept me charged up, and focused on it and wanting to continue. So that helped out a ton. The next thing was just listening to other people's testimonials. I listened to so many testimonials, on YouTube. You can find a ton of others going through the juice fast and all the benefits and the transformations that they went through. That helped out a ton. And the last thing that really helped me, especially when seeing solid food around me, I wasn't tempted at all because I knew how important breaking the fast was, And John Rose also makes some videos about how to break the fast. There's a saying that goes something like, any fool can fast, but it takes a wise person to know how to break the fast. And so breaking the fast is crucial. You can do a lot of damage if you break the fast the wrong way, and you can undo a lot of what you just did, so why would you want to do that? And I mean, in very extreme cases, not to get too into the negative, but it can even be fatal if you really mess that up and go about it the wrong way. So I knew how important that was, and I knew that I would first have to, I followed John Rose's protocol on it. I knew I'd first have to soak prunes overnight, and then drink that water the next day, and then eat the prunes, and then continue on with very soft and juicy fruits before I could even hop into a salad, and much less anything else that's harder to digest. So even when I went to restaurants with my friends, I'd go with my juices, and they'd have their solid food. I was never tempted by it because I knew even if I were to break the fast right now, I'd have to go through a process. I can't just dig into the food that they're eating right now, So I would enjoy the food actually vicariously through them. Sometimes, I was that weird guy asking if I could smell their food, and that was actually very satisfying in and of itself, especially your senses become more keen when you go on a solid food vacation. And so you can almost develop a sense of taste through your smell. You can kind of imagine what that food would taste like. So that helped out a lot. And another thing is doing more activities that you enjoy, because you're gonna find too that those activities, whether it be yoga or meditation or sports or art, whatever it may be, you'll notice that they improve when you're on your juice fast. So me, for example, I love boxing, and so I noticed that I was hitting the bag for much longer and I wasn't getting winded. So once you start seeing that your performance and your craft gets better and better on the juice fast, and you start to experience more of these benefits, it becomes even easier to just continue on with it. So that's another thing. And then one last thing that I wanted to touch upon is also, don't think that just because you're on a juice fast that you need to be more inactive, because of it. I found it's quite the contrary. I had so much more energy that I remember playing a game of basketball and being amazed at how much I was running back and forth full court without getting winded at all. It didn't feel normal at all. And of course it's not, but that's because, my body is cleaner, and when the cleaner your vessel is, the more it can sustain itself and the more efficient it becomes. So that's really all it was. So don't feel like you need to be more inactive and restrain yourself from any activities. Continue to dive in them, you know, whatever they may be, even endurance training. You can continue on with that. So don't be afraid to do so, and don't be afraid to drink as much juices as necessary. You know, I try to always drink at least 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons a day, and that's because, as John Rose says, you know, if you're younger and more active, then you want to get to those 2 gallons of juices, and just enjoy the journey. It's a beautiful journey, my friends. Take care. Peace.